وسلم وبارك على نبينا وحبيبنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وبعد. يروي الإمام الحسن ابن سفيان النسوي في الأربعين وإمام البيهقي في المدخل إلى السنن الكبرى بسند حسن عن عبد الله بن عمرو بن العاص رضي الله عنه قال النبي صلى الله عليه وصحبه وسلم. The hadith tonight is in actually two collections that are not well known. Not a lot of people know the book is called the الأربعين. It's written by Imam Hassan ibn Sufyan. And another book called, it's one of the collections of Imam al-Bayhaqi, who's I guess relatively well known. But this is one of the few hadith that don't exist in the larger famous collections that still has a reasonable chain or a reasonable level of authenticity in terms of chain of narration. And it's one of the few hadith actually out there that are like that. And it's a very short one, still within the theme of holding fast to the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but it kind of talks about it from a little bit of a different way. And I thought it would be interesting to kind of narrate it to you, and you can hopefully you can get from me what the Prophet ﷺ was trying to explain. Where he says the following, عليه الصلاة والسلام, narrated to us by Abdullah ibn Amr ibn العاص, قال لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى يكون هواه تبعا لما جئت به. None of you will achieve, this is what he says, عليه الصلاة والسلام, none of you will achieve a full state of iman. You won't achieve a full state, the highest state of iman, until your whims and desires are aligned with what I have brought. Until your whims and desires, what you hope for, what you want deep inside, is aligned with what the Prophet ﷺ taught. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So when I talk about the importance of holding on to the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that this is really all that we have. It's the legacy he left alayhi salatu wasalam. There's no good, there is no argument that in my opinion allows us to say, we to set it aside or to deal with it in a loose manner. This is what he left alayhi salatu wasalam. We have to hold on to this with all of our might. And we have to spend our lives learning it and then adhering to the practices that it is teaching. This is what he left alayhi salatu wasalam, learning from him how to do so. But he went as far as to say, this is what he said, he went as far alayhi salatu wasalam to say that it's not enough just to do that, but you have to actually work on your inner struggle. You have to work on your tazkiyah, your personal. See, deep inside the soul, the nafs, it has its whims and desires, and it's a little bit greedy. It's very selfish. It can become very vain and arrogant quite quickly, and it become quite envious. And that's just how the nafs is. That's a healthy nafs, by the way. There's not an unhealthy one. It's a healthy one to be like that. But really, the struggle that we're supposed to have as Muslims in our lives with it is to try and change that. Change the nature, align it with what is good. And full iman is not achieved until you're able to have your whims and desires be aligned with what the Prophet ﷺ brought to us. Meaning, when you stand up for Isha, deep inside, your nafs may not want to. Like you may not want to get up for Isha. But you're doing it anyway. Jazakallah khairan, barakallah feek. That's amazing. You're doing it because you know it's the right thing to do. You know that this is what's going to grant you the benefit in this life and the hereafter. And that's right. That's awesome. But a full state of iman is when you also want to do it. Meaning, this is what you'd rather do anyways. Understand what I'm trying to say here? Let's say you're standing and Maghrib goes off and you can either continue to play your game or pray Maghrib, right? Most of you, inshallah, if not all of you, will put down the game and go pray Maghrib because thumbs up, you're doing the right thing. But full state of iman is when you'd rather pray Maghrib anyways. You understand? When you'd rather pray Maghrib because you find more joy in it. Because the peace of mind and heart that you find in Maghrib is more attractive to you than whatever activity you're going with. The same thing goes for reciting the Quran, for example, or any act of worship, or remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or fasting, for example, or giving instead of taking, giving. This is the full state of iman when you actually find joy and happiness in doing what He taught you to do, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. It goes from, right, the kind of the cliche statement when the Prophet ﷺ says "Arihna biha" and we say "Arihna minha," right? Where he would tell Bilal, "Make adhan so I can find my ease," and we say "Make adhan so we can get this over with," right? You start out with wanting to get over with it, but that shouldn't be the state that you stay in till the rest of your life. That should not be the state you stay in for the rest of your life. You should move forward to where it's something that you find your peace of heart and mind, your tranquility, your serenity is found in doing what he taught, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and following his way and being closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the holding fast to the Quran and the Prophet alayhi wasallam's teaching is not just an issue of forcing yourself to do it. It's learning the beauty and the benefit within it so that you actually enjoy it. And that is, inshallah, what we hope and for all of us to achieve in this life. يروي الإمامان الحسن بن سفيان والإمام والبيهقي بسند حسن عن عبد الله بن عمرو بن العاص قال النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وصحبه وسلم لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى يكون هواه تبعا لما جئت به صدق رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وصحبه وسلم سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين جزاكم الله خير. Thank you for coming. Shabab, we'll see you inshallah next Monday for the mentorship program. There will be some chips on the way out, so please take a bag as you go and enjoy the rest of your time off. بارك الله فيكم. الله يرضى عليكم. الله يرضى عليكم.